Hello and welcome to everyone joining us today. My name is Victor Asacci, and it's my pleasure to lead you through the topic of data and BI in food retail and manufacturing. We're here to dive into the world of advanced analytics and business intelligence, and at Yolantis, we're committed to helping businesses bridge the gaps between tech leadership and tech talent through modern technology and software development practices. Our goal is to empower food retail and manufacturing businesses to scale, innovate, and monetize their products and solutions effectively. And today, during this live stream session, we'll have two amazing speakers and also two Q&A sessions where you'll get a chance to ask a question that is related to the topic as well as the topic of software product engineering. And you will have the chance to use the question chat box on whatever platform you are. Please write a question if you have them. Also, please note that we are kind of a limited for time, so that means we'll have about an hour of a live stream session, and we may not cover all of the questions, but don't be alarmed and don't worry about it. You'll get your chance to ask our speakers directly, so we will actually tell how you can reach out to them later on after our live session. Also, you'll get a chance to email us at hello@yolantis.com. You may also reach out to us with the help of the LinkedIn channel. We're there on Yolantis. If you type it in the search box, as well as YouTube, feel free to comment and ask questions over there. We're also there if you search and type in the Yolantis name of our company. But enough of the intro. Let's start with our amazing speakers. And I'm thrilled to announce the first guide for today's adventure, who is Anton Hapiev, a delivery director and the head of the data and BI at Yolantis. So, Anton, please take the floor.
Hello, and good morning for everyone. Good morning for our US audience, and good evening for our European folks who joined to listen to me today. So I will be covering today a few necessary topics of data strategy, particularly for food, retail, and manufacturing industry. Speaking about the agenda, we will go just a second. Yep. Speaking about the agenda, I will walk you today through some necessary concepts of crafting the data strategy in the company. Then we will go through some insights into adoption of data within the industry. We will talk a bit more about components of strategy, what a good strategy consists of, and some based on our experience and past projects, roadmap from where to start your data journey. But before, just a quick intro about myself. I've been with Yolantis for almost 6 years, managed a variety of different projects, has some significant experience in multiple domains, and currently in charge of portfolio in a company of over 7 projects, and actively involved into sales and marketing, so have direct access to multiple customers from various domains and various businesses. So before we go into details, let me just quickly get you familiar with some necessary concepts of data, because I believe that's really necessary. Because whenever we speak about data, data isn't really a self goal. I mean, data itself doesn't solve any problem for business unless some significant cultural change happens in the organization. And data-driven decision making, it's one of the fundamental concepts of this cultural switch, because as I mentioned, just having data wouldn't resolve any of the issues for organization, but proper degree of analysis of some summary and decisions taken based on data, that's what makes a difference. And whenever you ask yourself, how could I, in a company, make a change and implement data-driven decision-making, where to start? It's actually what data strategy is aimed to answer. Data strategy itself is a good starting point on your data journey, but the truth is in pretty much every organization I've ever speak to, all of the starting points were quite massive, frankly speaking, and it's always starting from some proof of concept, from some initiatives here and there. So the practical experience shows me that data strategy often comes as a lessons learned from some data initiatives taken before, and moving forward, data strategy actually aim to resolve already faced challenges and improve the quality of data initiatives in the companies. So I have some interesting stats for you. And before we go into actually some roadmap and some recommendations into how to implement data strategy, if we look into the composition or like rates of adoption data within the industry, we will see an answer of why exactly we aim in this workshop to food manufacturing in retail. Because according to Statista, and actually it's something that I can prove myself from my experience, in this domain, the level of adoption of data is really like one of the lowest among others. So you might be asking what's exactly the challenge and why does it happen? The Statista experts thought about that as well. And there is a defined list of top challenges of what stops organizations from adoption data. You can see some probably familiar challenges that you might encounter in your organization. But again, from my experience, actually, all of these challenges are valid, and no doubt that they actually true. But there is one bigger root cause for pretty much any organization in this domain, and it's one word: it's Excel. Because the truth is that Excel is often an answer to any of these challenges, whether it's compliance. I mean, who would doubt that Excel is safe and compliant? Or about skills, like I often hear from company executives that we are first and foremost like producers of food or like beverages, but not an IT company. And we have this degree of IT adoption within our company, and we don't want to go even further. Well, you don't have to, but whenever, like when your competitors will do that first, it just might lead to some missing opportunities for your business development. And the proper answer, the proper question often we should ask for organization is how they can automate Excel, how they can make that next step, that next jump into enhancing their data analytics, and how they can automate some operations they historically, literally for decades, been doing manually in Excel. And you again might be asking, like, why should we do that? I mean, what's the point of investing extra? Because we have these documents, we have these scripts, they are pretty much scalable. And what's the point of investing? Well, first of all, I assume that as long as you're here, you're already asking this question and you have some motivations. But if for some reason you don't, I have some numbers here for you that first and foremost, according to McKinsey, companies that actively analyze their customers and companies that try to understand their behavior, their structure, the intents, they 23 times more likely to get new deals, to allocate new customers. And I believe it's something that worth of at least considering. Because again, as I mentioned, the market is quite dynamic. If it's not you today invest in this data-driven decision making, someone else will do that. I mean, no one would wait, and the train is leaves. And again, the whole course of your digital transformation should be powered by data, because understanding of who is your customers, what they habits, what their desires, and what the trends in their behavior is so essential. So based on that, based on the things I provided to you, I have a question to the audience, and I will ask Victor to assist me in that. If we want to understand our customers and if we want to enhance our like level of adoption of data within the organization, what's the department we should start with? Because obviously the elephant is quite big and there are no chance to eat it with a spoon. Or like we should actually eat it with a spoon. And what's the starting point from what department should we start this journey? Because again, from my experience, it's quite an effective strategy to start with adoption of data from this or from that department, and essentially roll out by portions some adoption of new technologies in the format of POC, but with some bigger strategy behind that. So if you have some suggestions, if you have some ideas in mind, feel free to share it in the chat, or like you can just try to guess it yourself. And the answer for that, based on our experience, based on like tens of use cases we saw from different companies, the best approach to start with, the best department to start with, should be always sales and distribution, because this is the most valuable insight you can get from your data, to understand your customers, to see some trends, to decompose the historical data you already got in your company. Literally, every company has some historical data about behavior, about what customers you are asking, what are the trends, and whenever you would like say yourself that we are not IT company, we don't want to invest into IT that much, and we have this gut feeling that we've been on the market like for decades. Yes, you are, and know that here that you know your business better, but why to ignore the context that you can get from numbers? And it could be just another like parallel source of insight for your company. Then speaking about the data strategy itself, later in this workshop, my colleague Igor will be sharing more about the components of comprehensive data strategy. Here, I will just enlist the most necessary parts of it. I won't be going through all of this. I believe it's quite a boring information that you can just rely on us or like on any other IT vendor that would be helping you, or maybe you would go with the direction of your in-house data strategy development. But the most obvious and the most necessary thing whenever you approach a data strategy, you should really start from your business objectives and goals. You should ask yourself, what am I trying to reach with these initiatives? What's the KPI? Whether you want to see decompose your customers' data, whether you want to get some insights on your stock management or any other use case, the understanding of the business objectives is essential. If you have some questions here about the components, obviously happy to answer afterward in the Q&A session. But how could we have the session without mentioning, obviously, AI? And based on our expertise and like lots of discussions in the industry about AI. And the thing is, whenever we talk about some deep learning models or any fancy buzzwordy proof of concepts about automation of sales or any other use case, the truth is that 80% of that workload, according to the research, is lays into data quality and preparation. So actually, AI automation itself isn't the heaviest lift when it comes to building some modern products, but rather preparation of data, sorting it out, harmonizing the data sources, and validating that data is actually properly sorted and is trusted enough to make a business decision on, that's where the heaviest lift lays in. So again, AI might be your part of data strategy. I would say that rather not, but totally up to you. But just necessary thing to mention, and I want to make sure that you equipped with this knowledge. Then, whenever it comes to AI as well, data quality and preparation is something that should be considered first and foremost for adoption of this technology, of this modern technology. Then here, the final slide I got prepared for you for today is essentially Inception roadmap, or like starting point of preparation. You can use it yourself for your further assessment for or like plan for in-house data strategy development activities. It's something that we usually go with whenever it comes to building some data project for our customers. Based on the complexity of your domain and based on the level of like details you want to get out of the strategy, the timeline could be either squeezed or even vice versa increased, for more than 4 weeks. But this is the most average timeline we suggest to go with to start with data assessment with this Inception. And this number of activities essentially covers the most essential and fundamental data strategy building activities. As I mentioned before, starting with business goals. So we always start from maximizing the value and understanding how the historical data that already available in the enterprise can be properly monetized and could bring some value to resolve some challenge or issue into the company. Then the number of provided activities covers pretty much all the components that I covered before. Later in details, Igor will share some insight from the technical standpoint of what should be considered under data governance or like under data quality and so on. But whenever you consider building your in-house data initiatives, feel free to use this Inception roadmap, work with that, and modify based on your use case. I've also prepared a couple of case studies that I'm happy to share afterwards. So for all the participants, we'll be providing a list of materials that we used as a presentations from today's workshop. So just encourage you to go and check some case studies and relevant challenges that we've been dealing with throughout our path. So that's all I got for today. And guys, if there are some questions or some use cases you wanted to provide and discuss, feel free to drop questions in the chat and we'll be happy to address them. Victor?
Hope you can hear me now. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. I was just saying that thank you so much for the presentation and for the intro to the world of BI in data, as well as the some kind of let's say a brief research of the situation and trends in the market. There are actually questions. I've been just switching between our viewers on YouTube and LinkedIn, and let me just type in some of the questions that we got. I hope you don't mind that I will just take some of them, not all of them, because I'm sure that it will take even more time to answer. But those are the most interesting ones, and here goes the first one. Hope you can see it. So when starting to embrace data fully, what's the first step like?
Yeah, the first step would be actually avoid the word fully because it's something that really starts from good degree of decomposition and understanding the use case. As I mentioned, choosing the problem or like at least department that you want to roll out data would be essential. And then understanding your as is state of what kind of data you already have in your company. What can you get out of that and how it can map with the problem you're trying to solve or like with opportunity you're trying to get is essential because as I mentioned, technical implementation of data architecture or some dashboard or report itself isn't really solving the problem until it provides some insufficient insight for making business decision. So until the business decision is done, there are no value from data. If that decision is based on data, that's where the actual value is tied. So yeah, I would suggest that.
Thank you. Well, yeah. You have to be cautious with with the level of completeness in this term
Exactly.
of data
Yeah.
transformation. All right. Well, I guess the next one is from the people who are willing already to jump into this transformation. Here it goes. Is there a way to assess where we stand and how ready we are to dive into this journey? I guess the journey is the data transformation
Yes,
journey.
yes, exactly. Yes, there is a way. And again, here the answer will be more or less close to the previous one. So assessing starts from understanding the problem that we want to solve. And indeed, there are quite a number of technical assessments such as quality of data or data consistency or data security and privacy. But I would say they rather supplementary measurements of your technical state. And of course, we want to get some perfect and top-notch of technical systems in place or not. But any investment in data or like in any technical in IT related projects should be really value first motivated. So you can use that assessment that just on the screen for your starting point and having in mind what the to be state, what the results you want to get, you can proceed.
No, thank you so much. There is one small question, but I guess I can answer that one myself. It's about if this presentation you were sharing is going to be
Absolutely.
available for downloading after the session. All right. Well, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Anton. Thank you for the insights, but we gotta move on so that our next speaker was could also join us. Thanks again for the insights, and just reminding you guys that you'll be later able to download these materials from Anton's presentation. We will be later sending them out to your emails that you used in your registration. All right, but let's enough talking from me. Let's move on. Yeah,
Thank
bye,
you. Bye
Anton.
bye.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm actually excited also to connect our next speaker. Let me just introduce him a bit. It's a great pleasure to invite our data and BI expert Ihor Karpenko, who is a data analyst and BI engineer at Stellantis, and he has also prepared some great insights for you guys. So hope you are ready to listen. And Ihor, the floor is all yours. Please proceed.
Thanks, Victor. Yeah, dear
Yeah,
participants.
sorry, we got some technical issues. Just let me open your presentation just a moment. Sorry. Yeah, it's already on. Yeah, I'm gone. Please go on.
Yeah, thanks, Victor. Dear participants, dear listeners, my name is Igor Karpenko. I'm BI data engineer at Stellantis. It's great honor for me to be here and tell you about data engineering, in particular about things to look before kicking of your possible data initiative in the future. Um, well, today's business landscape for data is a new oil, the most important resource that has the power to transform every industry. Organizations that haven't taken advantage of the data they are collecting are being left behind. It's not secret that data can be analyzed for insights that improve decision making and help B2C and B2B companies make strategic business moves. It can also be used to address business problems you wouldn't have been able to tackle before. But before kicking off data initiative, each company should answer on the following questions. So these questions are, in my opinion, what are the overarching goals you would like to achieve by analyzing your data? How do these goals fit with your overall business strategy? Which business units will be most impacted? And what does a successful data implementation look like? It's imperative to establish a definition for project success upfront, so everyone knows what to work towards. Once you clarify your objectives, you can dig into the details of your data strategy, data implementation, and so on. The next slide is yeah. Now let's talk about 5 important things you have to know before any data initiative. I hope you hear me well, and I can continue. Yeah. So the first thing is data consistency, and now I'm going to tell why data consistency is important. Well, data consistency is crucial in ensuring that the information stored and proceed in a system is accurate and reliable. When data is consistent, it means that all copies of the data across different databases or systems are synchronized and up to date. This helps prevent errors, contradictions, and confusion that can be arise from having different versions of the same data. Consistent data also ensures that any operations or transactions performed on the data yield predictable and reliable results. In various industries such as finance, for example, maybe healthcare, e-commerce, data consistency is essential for maintaining the integrity of the information and making informed decisions. When we say data is inconsistent, what do we mean? Let's try to understand that. I can tell about it. I can explain it. Inconsistent data. It's like it could be duplicated data. Duplicated data occurs when the same information is entered multiple times in different parts of a database. This can be lead to confusion and inaccuracies. So if a customer's address is entered twice in different parts of the database when it should not be, it can be difficult to know which address is correct. It's like, for example, yeah, this can lead to shipping errors and missed opportunities. Inconsistent data could be inaccurate data, of course. It means when data is entered incorrectly, or when data changes are not updated promptly. this can lead to incorrect business decisions, of course. There are also incomplete data. This occurs when important information is missing from a database. This can lead to incorrect business decisions as well, missed opportunities, and customer frustration. So if a customer's contact information is incomplete, the company may be unable to reach out to them with marketing offers or customer service inquiries. For this reason, data consistency is a very important thing. Let's move to the next slide. Here on the slide is present a situation when an organization maintains multiple databases for different departments. The financial table stores the employee's salary data, while human resource table consists of employee records and salaries. And now let's assume that there is a system that is used for synchronizing or sending data from both tables into a target database. Due to a technical issue, the synchronization process fails to detect the data inconsistency, which results in the conflict records as known in the above diagram in target database. We can easily notice that, for example, John's salary is repeated twice in target database with different values. So this data is inconsistency arose due the synchronization process didn't reconcile the conflicting salary values for John and the financial and human resources tables. Let's move forward. The next slide here. Yeah, the next important thing is data governance. Anyone leading data efforts knows data governance is a long-term investment that's critical to organization success. It's not only addresses risk, but is a platform to drive alignment and new capabilities. So why do we need to govern data? We need to do it for the same reasons we need to govern our money. Like money, data is valuable. It can be stolen, and when used properly, it can play a key role in improving core systems. Data governance includes such components like perform due diligence. Due diligence involves checking who has access to what data and where the data is going. In many cases, this means taking a hard look at the vendors you partner with and the technology and policies they use as they interact with your data. If a vendor is non-compliant, you may need to work with them to address the issue. If they refuse to make adjustments, the relationship may have to end. The second component is build data inventory, also known as a record of authority. A data inventory identifies the personal data your organization collects, as well as where you keep it, how you protect it, and who has access to it. Key to your data inventory system is pinpointing the most sensitive data, so you can establish controls that ensure its integrity and security. And the last component is build controls. To build controls, you need to design procedures and policies that define how people and systems use data, and this needs to be done for data moving both internally and externally. An important element of data management is controlling vendor access using principles of least privilege. They should be allowed to interact with data. They absolutely need to do their jobs. Once the controls have been built, create a system that audits and tests their effectiveness. This way, you can make changes as needed. Let's move to the next slide. Yeah, the data quality. What is data quality? This is a question that many people ask, but it's not always easy to answer. Simply put, data quality refers to the accuracy and completeness of data. If data is not accurate, it can lead to all sorts of problems for businesses. That is why data quality is so important. It ensures that your data is reliable and can be used for decision-making purposes. However, not all data is created equal. In order to make the most out of your data, you need to good understanding of what is data quality and why it's important. Data quality is also is one of the key components of data governance. Yeah, so and data quality means also that the data is correct and reflects reality. It's called data accuracy. Data accuracy can be defined at the extent to which data meets user requirements. For example, if you are measuring the sales of a product, the data should accurately reflect how much of that product was sold. The second type of data quality is data completeness. It means that all required data is included. Completenesses can be defined as the degree to which all desired information is present in a set of data. The next one type of data quality is data integrity. It means that the data is accurate and has not been tampered with. Data integrity can be defined as the degree to which data has not been modified from its original state. For example, if you have customer data and someone has changed the data, that would be considered a data integrity issue. Well, data quality is important for a variety of reasons, including decision making, predictive modeling, dashboard reporting, and business processes automation. If the data is inaccurate, it could lead to bad decisions that could hurt the business. In order to create accurate predictions, it's important to use high quality data. If the data is inaccurate, it will have the creation of dashboards that are not accurate. As a result, the business will not be able to rely on the information presented in these dashboards and could make wrong decisions. Let's move to the next slide. Here is provided an example of data quality checking. Here we create a data frame in Spark data frame, and before computing the data in the data frame, we want to check do the rows in our data set have null values or not. Of course, we can often null values in our data. It's normal, but only if it meets business requirements. The same data quality checking can be applied for prevention duplicates. We can write the procedure that find duplicates and remove them. If we know that we can't fix this problem on a data source, and data from data source is provided as is. The next slide. Here we're going to talk about data infrastructure. Actually, data infrastructure represents the foundation framework orchestrating an organization's entire data lifecycle. It encompasses the intricate web of technologies, processes, and practices required to collect, store, process, manage, secure, and extract value from data. The scope of data infrastructure extends beyond hardware and software, as it needs people for strategic planning, integration, and maintenance to ensure seamless data flow. Yeah, just a second, please. No, it's this slide. Yeah. The scope of data infrastructure I told about. A well-structured data infrastructure becomes a bedrock of data-driven decision-making by managing, storing, processing, and analyzing data efficiently. It empowers organizations to navigate the complexities of the digital age, informed choices that drive success. Yeah, here let's talk about three types of the data infrastructure. The first one is on-premises data infrastructure. It refers to setting up and software and cloud-based.
Yeah, sorry guys, we seem to have some technical difficulties. I'm hoping that Igor is coming back. Oh yeah, he's already here. Just a moment. I guess. Let me just
Do you hear me?
tell him about it. Sorry guys for the technical difficulties though. Oh, all right.
Everything is okay? Excuse me.
Just
There
a
were
moment.
some technical issues. I hope do you hear me? I hope you hear me well. Okay, great. So I can continue. Yeah, I told about cloud infrastructure, cloud-based data infrastructure that offers scalability, flexibility, and cost efficiency as organizations pay for the resources they consume. There is also the third type of data infrastructure is hybrid data infrastructure. It combines elements of both on-premises and cloud-based solutions. And organizations can keep sensitive or critical data on premises while leveraging the cloud for additional storage, processing power, or backup capabilities. Sorry. Which path is the correct one for your enterprise depends entirely on your needs and what you are looking for in a solution. Speaking about costs, I would like to say that for enterprises that deploy software on premise, they are responsible for the ongoing costs on the server hardware, power, and space, of course. And cloud computing model only need to pay for the resources that they use with none of the maintenance and upkeep costs, and the price adjusts up or down depending on how much is consumed. Yeah, and however, organizations can leverage a customized hybrid mix of colocation services, bare hardware, and
Sorry,
edge
Igor.
computing.
I'm sorry, there was some kind of an issue with the presentation. Would you mind getting to the slide that is correct for you, please? Proceed.
Oh, here is correct. Excuse me. Yeah, as I told, the organizations can leverage customized hybrid mix of colocation services and private cloud technologies to achieve a significant cost saving, flexible and scalable operations, and greater control, ensuring efficient resource allocation and quick response to business and technology changes. Let's move to the next slide. Yeah. Now we're going to talk about very important thing is data security. This is the last point of our checklist. Data security is the process of safeguarding digital information throughout its entire life cycle to protect it from corruption, theft, or unauthorized access. It covers everything: hardware, software, storage devices, and user devices, access and administrative controls, and organizations' policies and procedures. Data security uses tools and technologies that enhance visibility of companies' data and how it's being used. These tools can protect data through processes like data masking, encryption, and redaction of sensitive information. The process also helps organizations streamline their auditing procedures and comply with increasingly stringent data protection regulations. To secure data and prevent data breaches, I recommend following these measures, these control measures, like access control, like authentication. Of course, it's backups. We should create backups. It's data masking. What else? Encryption. Yeah. So let's move to the next slide. Here is speaking about the most vicious security challenges that data has in stock. I would highlight the following. The first one is vulnerability to fake data generation. To deliberately undermine the quality of your data analysis, cyber criminals can fabricate data and pour it into your data lake. The second one is potential presence of untrusted mappers. Once your data is collected, it undergoes parallel processing. One of the methods used here is MapReduce paradigm. When the data is split into numerals bulks, a mapper processes them and allocates to particular storage options. If an outsider has access to your mapper's code, they can change the settings of the existing mappers or add align ones. Yeah, there is also troubles of cryptographic protection. Yeah, opt-through encryption is a well-known way of protecting sensitive information. It is further on our list of data security issues. Despite the possibility to encrypt data and the essentiality of doing so, this security measure is often ignored. Sensitive data is generally stored in the cloud without any encrypted protection. Yeah, so the next point is possibility of sensitive information mining. Perimeter-based security is typically used for data protection. It means that all points of entry and exit are secured. But what IT specialists do inside your system remains a mystery. Yeah, here data can be better protected by adding extra perimeters. Also, your system's security could benefit from anonymization. If somebody gets personal data of your users with absent names, addresses, and telephones, they can do practically no harm. Yeah, there is also struggles of granular access control. So, it happens when sometimes data items fell under restrictions, and particularly no users can see the secret info in them, like personal information in medical records. But some parts of such items could theoretically be helpful for users with no access to the secret parts. Yeah, let's talk about data provenance difficulties. Data provenance or historical records about your data complicates matters even more, since its job is to document the source of data and all manipulations performed with it. We can only imagine what a huge collection of metadata that can be. Data is not small in volume itself, and now picture that every data item it contains has detailed information about its origin and the ways it was influenced. The point number 7, it's high speed of not only SQL databases evolution and lack of security focus. This point may seem as a positive one, while it's actually it's a serious concern. Now, NoSQL or not only SQL databases are a popular trend in a data science, data engineering, and its popularity to exactly what causes problems. Technically, NoSQL databases are continuously being honed with new features, and just like we said in the beginning, security is being mistreated and left in the background. Yeah, and and I want to talk about the last one. The last point is the last risk is absent security audits. Data security audits help companies gain awareness of their security gaps, and all through it is advised to perform them on a regular basis. This recommendation is rarely met in reality. So yeah, thank you for your attention. I hope you learned a lot of yourself, and it will help you with your data initiative.
Thank you
If you
so
have
much.
questions, I would like to answer.
Yeah, there are actually some questions. Well, first of all, thank you so much for the deep dive into the data processes and the way to secure your data, as well as to create a really well thought and well prepared strategy for working with data. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure that there are so many things that everyone could just screenshot and save it for more purposes. But let's just answer the questions as we are almost done with the time for today. So the first one is this one. The people are wondering if there are specific technologies or platforms that you would recommend in terms of data security, data governance, data operations. Is there like a basic tool set or something like this?
Yeah, your technology choosing depends on such factors like your amount of data, what kind of data you are using. If the volume of data is very huge and you have not only structured data but also semi-structured and unstructured, I would recommend to use, for example, Snowflake, one of cloud platforms, Apache Airflow as orchestrator, maybe Apache Spark, dbt for transformations. If you want, but if you want to handle data in the real time, I would recommend Apache Kafka. And anyway, the most important tip here is, in my opinion, of course, is to use modern tools because they are evolving and satisfy the most business requirements.
Thank you. Thank you. And the very last question, let me just also show it to you. Where do we start if we still use Excel tables for storing and processing data? I guess that's one of the most common ones.
Yeah, I would order storage space. You would order the storage space if you don't have your own data lake or and organized storage there. And your Excel files could be loaded into data lake and used on demand by creation data pipelines that would extract, transform, and load structured data from Excel files into tables. Yeah, and using these tables with data, you could analyze them, create business intelligent reports, um, make predictions for making decisions.
All right. Well, thank you so much. That doesn't really sound painful, actually. I mean, like just creating and renting a space, a cloud space, and creating some kind of a warehouse or lake, and just pulling all of the tables over there, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's awesome. Because I guess most people, when talking about data storages, data warehouses, people think that it takes too much time, too much effort, especially too much money to organize all of the storage. But actually, it sounds a little easier than that, right?
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's right.
Well, it was a really, really cool session. Lots of technical knowledge as well. So we hopped in the trends, the current situation in the data market, specifically for the food retail and manufacturing businesses, and for all of the businesses thinking to jump into data operations and streamlining their data strategies and creating their databases and their data warehouses and data lakes. And so I just wanted to thank you here for the insights you've provided. Are we going to be lucky to have your presentation as well for downloads to everyone who registered during the webinar?
Of course, I don't mind.
All right. Well, thank you so much then.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I guess well, it was a great pleasure to listen to both of our speakers. Thank you both, guys. But unfortunately, we are out of time, and I understand that as the webinar has gone to a close, we didn't manage to cover all of the questions you might have. But again, I just wanted to thank you for the engaging session, for your participation, to everyone who asked questions in the chat, and there are some questions remain. So just wanted to remind you that you will be able to find Ihar and Anton on the LinkedIn network. Also, feel free to reach out to our LinkedIn page by Elantis, and you can actually send your question over there. Just leave us a message. We always check them out, and we'll be able to answer all of the questions you may have on data and BI as well. Also, we understand that some of you just may have questions later on when watching the recording of this webinar. So feel free to reach out to us again by LinkedIn or by the email, which is hello@yolantis.com. We'll be happy to answer all of the things. And of course, we'll be also happy to send out the recording and the presentation materials by our speakers to all of you. So no worries. I'm sure there will be so many things you could use for your business practices. And just in case, if you are also looking for more insights like this, for more engaging materials and resources on data and BI, there's a whole wealth of them on our blog, which is yalantis.com/blog. On our LinkedIn, which is, as I mentioned, Yalantis. And also feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is also full of engaging and useful materials on data and more. And once again, I'm really happy to be a part of this engaging session, and just wanted to thank you for joining us today. Hope it was a really cool deep dive into the topic of data and BI in food retail and manufacturing. And just wanted to remind you that we're here to help and innovate and scale your solutions with confidence. Please stay connected with us, and we're looking forward to meet you at our future events. So hope you have had a great session. Hope you have a great ending of the day. And goodbye.